Alrighty, guys, late night meetup. I can't tell you the last time that I was recording a video at midnight, but my sleep schedule is totally botched right now, so we're up doing it. Better late than not at all. Season 19 tier list. I'm probably going to be back on Rivals trying out Season 5. I was really hoping they'd nerf support ults more, but again, like I said, guys, like I'm having fun playing Overwatch. I'm having fun playing 6v6 Overwatch. To me, I thought this season's patch was just objectively worse than last year. Like, last season was more fun than this season for me, but hey, man, what can you say, right? What can you say? So we're going to get right into it. This season's tier list, all right, for best and worst picks. I'm going to put Bastion. I think he's just mid. I think Bastion's so mid. There are some times where he's decent, but he's definitely not great. I just don't think he's C tier either. Like, he still does a lot of damage. Like, he can be good. Like, Bastion can get a lot of value, especially on the right tank, like against the right tank if they're not on like D.Va or something. But I just don't think he's an exceptional pick at all. He's definitely playable. Like, he's definitely playable, but he's just not like a top echelon pick. Cassidy, dude. I think Cass is also B tier. I think he's good into some flankers, but I think like Dive just feels really good right now. And there's so much stuff to just absolutely blitz this guy. But he, again, like his secondary right perk to like let him snipe definitely helps him against range damage quite a bit. Yeah, he's just hard to get. He's hard to play, but you can get value. I think he and Bastion are in pretty similar places. D.Va. Okay. Dude, I think D.Va is just an S tier pick in so many places, man. She's just, they just buffed her so much, man. They buffed them. Most of the tanks in my mind are all like insanely good characters. Like, they just win so much. But dude, D.Va, she has so much on her kit in terms of mitigation and sustain that I just can't rank her anything less than S tier. This champ wins like everything. It's absurd. Genji, dude. I think Genji is also A tier, man. I think he's also A tier. He's the first one I put in A tier. He's very good. Like, Dive is really good right now. He has what DPS need to be good right now, and that's escapability, because DPS are the hardest role to win duels on. And that sounds crazy, but it's actually true. That's how Overwatch 2 has evolved. The tanks have been buffed so much that you'll never win a one-on-one duel against them. And the supports all have pretty good duel potential, a better regen passive than you do, and comparable damage. Like, the best DPS, the best supports in the game pretty much all have like really competitive time to kills and really good self mitigation and get out of jail free ability. So if you want to be a good DPS in this era, you need to be as slimy as the supports are. And Genji, he can do good damage, but he can also dash out if he's in trouble. He's got the mobility option. Some of his perks let his melee or his dash cooldown come back faster. So yeah, let me see. Hopefully my lighting's not too bad, guys. I apologize if it is. But yeah, no, Genji's pretty good right now. So how is this lighting? Hold on a second. It's not great. Okay, Hanzo. I think Hanzo's actually solid. I think there are a lot of maps where Poke can get played, and I will say his perks actually brought him back quite a bit. Being able to hack health packs is just really strong. It's really, really strong. An override Sombra hack. It's really good. Insanely good. Dragons break deployables now. That makes it much more modern and competitive. That's something I asked for years. And his perk 2 gives him faster fire rate, which is generally the perk that people go with. He's good. Hanzo is actually, I think, a good pick right now. He's just not Phreya. Maybe I might put him in. I'm gonna put him in B+. Hanzo's gonna get a B+ from me. Junkrat, dude. Look, I like Junk, but if you aren't a Junk one trick, you're just not gonna get value on this guy. He's not bad. I just say this because if you were to take your average person who does not play Junkrat and put them on Junkrat, I just don't think they get value in this season, in this era. He's a very hard character to get value out of now, and I know that sounds crazy. Everyone's like, oh, Junkrat, he's easy, he's a noob character. Like, the tire perk is really good, but if you're not a Junk main, you're not getting value on this character. That's what I'm going to say. I might put him in B tier because his perk where he gets better projectile speed but one less is still good. It's still good. I don't know, man. I'll put Junk in like, I don't know. If you're a Junk player, B+. If you're not a Junk player, C. That's what I'm going to do to justify that. Lucio, I think, is S tier, dude. I think Lucio is insane. He's just got super great mobility. He's got good damage options. His perks are good. His ult is great. He does so much, especially Juno being much more fickle and Juno being too squishy in this era. Or at least recently, it feels like she's been too squishy. I think Lucio is just going to be a big winner on that front. So yeah, I'm a big Lucio advocate. I think he is very, very good. Nice. Mei. Dude, Mei, she just fell off, guys, to be honest. Like, again, another big loser in Season 9. If she could one-shot Tracer in the head, she'd unironically be a B+. But Tracer is just the best DPS in this game. And there's absolutely nothing post-Season 9 that checks this character anymore until the meta completely shifts away to, like, hard sustain. Mei just fell off, man. Every one of these supports has a get-out-of-jail-free card to slide out of Blizzard. Her freeze perk doesn't work consistently. Like, it takes so long to freeze people. And her time to kills just aren't good. I don't think they buffed the freeze damage with Season 9. And they didn't buff her icicle damage either. I think they did make it a bit wider at one point. But, yeah, man, I mean, she's just not very good. Like, you can't kill the tank. You can't kill the flankers. Sometimes you can get a freeze, but even if you get a freeze on a ball, you're just going to roll away. If you freeze a diva, you can kind of kill her. You can freeze Hog. It takes forever for some reason. I think it might be bugged. And her perks are all right, but they're just not exceptional, man. Like, I love playing Mei. I just, I sit there and I think to myself, like, why am I not on another character when I'm playing this character? So, yeah, I just think that Mei is really, really struggling right now. That's just my opinion. Same for Mercy. Mercy, at least in 5v5, is just like, she's just not very good. She's just, she just doesn't bring enough of what's actually strong. Tracer and Ball are insane. Hey, guys, by the way, if you play Mercy, let me give you a hint on what you should ban. Ball and Tracer, okay? If you are a Mercy player and you're not banning Ball Tracer every game, you are throwing, okay? You're throwing. Stop it. Stop banning Lucio as a Mercy player. If they play Lucio and they can't play Dive, it's actually good for you because you can keep your DPS high in the air, or pocket one of your DPS if your DPS has a brain, which might be the problem, and you can play Poke into Rush. You know what you can't play Mercy Poke into? Ball Dive. Okay? If I see one more Mercy player that's not fucking self-aware enough to ban Wrecking Ball, I'm going to go back in time and stop K-pop before it ever happened. Okay? Back to the future. All right? You will never have K-pop or Mercy. I'll get them both. Okay? Ban Ball and ban Tracer, you bums. Anyway, your hero shit. That's unfortunate. At least you got the skins, though, and you look cute. Pharah. Pharah, I actually think Pharah's A tier, dude. Pharah's like A-, B+. She's a better version of Echo right now, mostly because Barrage is actually lethal, and the Barrage perk, moving with Barrage, is really good. Moving with Barrage is really, really good. It's actually great, and it's significantly better. So I think Pharah actually is on the up this season, the uppies for Pharah. So yeah, I think Pharah is actually pretty sleeper. I think there's a lot of situations where you can play Pharah now, and that I was down on that rework when it first happened, but I was wrong. I think that was one of the better reworks the devs did. So good job to them. Good job to them. Reaper, man, dude, so lame. Such a lame nerf. Lame. The whole fun of perks was that they were fun, dude. They were fun. And I don't even think Reaper's the most broken DPS in the game, and yet he gets nerfed harder than any tank in the game, and Tracer and all of that. He somehow gets nerfed harder than all of them. And they really just nerfed the wrong thing. You finally gave Reaper, a hero whose identity you took away in Overwatch 2 as a tank buster by making the tanks immortal. You finally gave him a reasonable engage tool. A good engage tool, actually, I should say, on his minor perk, just to immediately put it on the major perk, when the only thing about it that was broken was the fact that when you got your major perk, you could instantly come out and one-tap somebody with 2 shotguns at once from medium range. I don't know, guys. Maybe instead of taking away this close-range DPS engage tool the first time that was good enough to make him actually be viable in the modern game, where all you guys have done is buff every character to have insane mobility, maybe that giving that character some mobility options tied to his minor perk isn't the problem. It's the one shot that comes after that you could have nerfed so that you could still continue to do fun things on the character and have fun on the DPS role, whose nuts you've snipped off in the name of trying to make this broken format work by making a tank have so much HP and damage that you can no longer ever win a duel against it as the dueling role DPS in a game that you redesigned just to be deathmatchy to make it impossible to win a deathmatch on the DPS role. No, this DPS can't have his engage tool. We're going to make it a major perk, and instead of nerfing the combo, he's just never going to be able to get his major perk, which is the only thing he has to engage in a reasonable manner against most of the cast. I mean, come on. What are we doing? I mean, what are we doing? That was one of the lamest nerfs I've ever seen in Overwatch history. That was some of the most fun I had playing Overwatch, was just TPing around on Reaper, like, and troll TPing. It was so much fun. And then there goes his nuts. He's like a newborn puppy at the house. You can't have any puppies. We don't want, like, who? Like, it's terrible. Boo. 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 Revert that, man. Nerf dire triggers. Don't nerf his TP perk. Terrible character now. Sad. Reinhardt, dude. I think Ryan's like an A-. Again, he's just got so much HP now. You can't really punish him. There are a lot of maps where he's decent. I actually know he's kind of bad. I think he's B. I think he's one of the few B tier. He's just, there's so many things you can swap into him, right, to get value. But he's good. B+. He's not bad. Like, he's either, if he's not B, he's A. He's definitely not C. He's definitely not C. Roadhog, dude. I don't know where to put Hog. I'll be honest. Like, maybe A tier. I don't know. I don't know where to put this guy. The people that play this guy are either the best, most obnoxious character players I've ever seen, or they're terrible. And there's no in between. He's just feast or famine. I honestly, I truly don't know where to put Roadhog. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know. I guess A tier is good because he just does so much damage. Raid Shadow Legends, live arena is open. Dude, guys, Raid is lit right now with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's all I'm gonna say. Join my clan, by the way, boys. We're taking over. All right, Soldier. Dude, hot take. I think Soldier's good right now. I think the Stim Pack perk is really good. He does a ton of damage. He can take angles on his own. He can self-heal. He can run away. Like, I think Soldier is actually sleeper, like one of the better DPS in the game right now. I don't know why, he just is. Like, he's just like somehow, some way, I just see soldiers getting value all the time. And when you see characters getting value like that, there's probably something to it. I'm gonna give Soldier an A-, not a high A. He's gonna get a low A. Okay. Symmetra, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen Symmetra cook in ranked. I've seen some Sims absolutely cook this season. Like, again, you have to have a team around you generally who understands how to play with a Sim to get value. But I'm going to operate under the assumption that you do. She's good, man. She's good on the right map. She's actually excellent on the right map. Maps like Nepal, maps like Lijiang. If you have a Sim on your team, I think she's very, very good. And because of that specific niche in Koth where she's just been insane, I'm going to give her an A. Very, very rare you see characters that are that good on map subtypes like that. So yeah, I'm gonna give her an A. Torb, I think, is like very mid. I'm gonna give Torb a B. I think he's just like textbook definition mid. Like, that's it. He's not unplayable. He's not exceptional. If you're a good Torb, you can get value on him. Good against dive, but he's definitely not a top tier DPS in the game right now, in my humble opinion. Okay, let's keep it moving. Tracer, no surprises here. Just insanely strong. Got even stronger with perks. She gets slaps on the wrist. Reaper gets neutered. To be expected, I suppose. Don't even need to go into detail. She is just insane. Widow, I want to put Widow in S tier. Widow will always be a broken champion hero. She's just so good. She's just so good. But there's just other stuff in the game that's more broken right now. Again, hit scan sniper, no fall off, mobility options, all of these things, right? It's just harder to get value on Widow right now because there's so many things that can get behind you and check you. And if that slows down, she's right back up to S tier in my book. I hate this character. Don't think she's, I don't think she's designed well, just because there's never been a sniper in the history of FPS games that doesn't have fall off, bullet drop, has good mobility options, SMG options, no laser, I go down the list, like, it's crazy. It's no scope sway, right? But it is what it is. Winton, man, I think Winton's a solid A tier, man. I don't think he's the best tank in the game, but he's pretty dang good. He's got a lot. He can do a lot. He can carry a lot. I think Winston is definitely in the Winton, definitely in the better half of characters. We will see. They can never replace Winton in Rivals. I can tell you, no tank quite feels like Winton. Gotta love that. Zarya, I still think Zarya is insane, man. I think if you're a good Zarya, especially on a close quarters map, you just do so much. It's so much, dude, you carry so hard playing solo tank Zarya. It's insane how good that character is. She is just so busted. Big Zarya stonks this season. I think she's incredible. Zenyatta, I think, is sleeper. I think he's actually better in 6v6 than he is in 5v5 because you can, there's two different tanks that you can cycle Discord on, and they're way more killable. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's top tier either. I think he's really vulnerable. I think Kiriko is a much better version of him in terms of dual potential and damage, but Zen's still good, man. Don't sleep on this guy. I put Zen in the same boat as I put Torb. They're both very solid characters. It really depends on the player. You can absolutely get value on this guy. Ana, dude, I actually think Ana is S tier this season. That headshot perk is nasty, man. It is nasty. She's good. Map dependent. I think in ranked, she's crazy, though. I think in ranked, she's so good. Nano boost is so good. Her damage is so good. I'm an Ana. You guys know how I feel about Ana. I am biased towards her. She's one of my favorite supports in the game, but I've got to put her there. Sombra, dude. I think Sombra is B or C tier. I think she's the most overhated character in this game because the fact that Sombra is as weak as she is and is the most banned character in the game tells you one of two things. Either the character has a design flaw or the player base is bad. I think this is about 70-30. I think that 70% of it is the player base being bad and not understanding you don't have to ban her. She's not that difficult to play against anymore. 30% of it is understanding that her design is very, very hit or miss amongst the player population, and she's either going to be loved or hated. Personally, I like this iteration of Sombra. I think she's really weak right now, even with the better, her perk, she's perk gapped, she's HP gapped, she's damage gapped, she's risk to reward gapped. She's gapped on pretty much everything. She doesn't excel at anything anymore. She's just not very good, I think she's just not very good. She might be another Season 9 victim. I'd have to look and see if they changed her damage or not. I think they did actually buff Sombra's damage specifically. I think she did get a damage buff at one point. But man, Virus is just a terrible ability. It just doesn't do damage if you land it. It doesn't do damage. It doesn't do damage. It doesn't do damage. So yeah, she's her ult is good, but her ult is the only reason she's not C tier. Okay, Orisa, I think I'm going to throw in A tier. I don't think she's one of the best tanks in the game, but I think she's, top tier, but I think she's a tier below that. She can check a lot of the annoying things in the game. She's got some good perks with her Fortify movement. I think she's actually a really solid pick. She's just got some counters. Zarya keeps her in check. Symmetra can keep her in check. There's a lot of things that keep her in check, but she also keeps the Roadhogs in check. So, you never really know with her. Or the Doomfist in check. Speaking of Doomfist, I think Doomfist is insane right now. I think if you are a good Doomfist, you can get enormous value on this character, especially in 6v6. He's good. He's just very hard to get value on. I might drop him down to A tier, actually. I'm going to drop Doomfist down to A tier. I think he's a mid to high A. Mid to high A on Doomfist. If you're a good Doom, you can play him just about anywhere now with that absorption perk. He doesn't have a downside. His slam slow is actually pretty solid too. So playing him in 6v6, you have a second tank, it might be worth throwing that slow perk on and slowing everyone down. Could make him nasty. That is, if Ana's banned and they can't sleep you, I actually would start going with the slam slow. Actually, probably not. I don't know. That absorption perk's too broken. I lied. Moira, I'm going to say, is B tier. Her perks are good, but she's not the top end supports, which we're going to get to. The top end supports are just insanely strong. So I don't think she's bad. I think she is in the same boat as Torb and Zen. If you're a good Moira, you can play her in almost any situation. Is she always going to be the pick you need to be on? No. Can you win on her anyway? Sometimes. So yeah, she's very average. Ooh, Brig. Okay. I'm going to say Brig's an A tier, man. I think Brig is, unless you're playing into full poke, Brig will always be good. Mainly because there are two characters that she checks right now that I think make her great. Tracer and Wrecking Ball, who has got to be one of the most broken tanks I've ever seen in a game. This character is so OP. It is insane. And this is exactly why I'm a 5v5 hater. Because he was terrible because he had no identity in the game. What is the only thing you can do to make him more competitive in the solo tank role? Buff him so much that he just can't lose. You will almost never kill a ball in a one-on-one. Ever. You can't, even if you use your cooldowns on him correctly as a DPS, it doesn't matter because he has so much HP, he'll roll away. You need your supports to be able to play well against him or you lose. Like, you can't hack him and kill him. You can't stun him and kill him. Like, you can't do anything to this guy unless your supports hit their CDs on him. He has a perk that makes him invulnerable as well to all damage and CC. Not sure who thought that was a good idea. But, you know, let's give a 1,500 HP tank with the best mobility in the entire game, damage absorption and CC absorption as well. What could go wrong? Yeah, he's just broken as hell, man. This guy is so good, and Brig is very good into ball because you turn his engage, you can disrupt his engages and turn them into healing, while anchoring your team as well. And you can get Inspire off of the mines, if you did not know that, by hitting it with your melee. It's one of the only things in the game, or like, you know, objects that spawn in the game, deployables, that you can build your Inspire off of, which is your passive healing. You can't get it off turrets or anything like that, but you can. I think Bob, you can as well. But off mines, for whatever reason, they count. You know, random Easter egg in the game. So yeah, ball is just, I mean, the prime example of why I will never think 5v5 Rollock can work, because that guy has to have weaknesses for his kit to be fair, and in order to make him fun to play in 5v5, all of those weaknesses were heavily mitigated or outright removed. So, that's fun. Ashe, I think Ashe is very mid. If they aren't playing Ana, she's good because you can bob defensively, you have pretty decent range, her perks are solid. She's decent against dive if they don't have better poke than you, and they don't have Ana because the Bob can come out defensively for yourself. I think Bob is a really good ultimate since they buffed him. Can anchor point, you can toss him on an off angle into Kitsune to hold an angle and protect yourself from being dove. That's pretty much the only use case I see her having. She's definitely not unplayably bad, but she's definitely not a top tier DPS in the game either. All right, moving on. Baptiste, dude. Baptiste. I think Bap is insane. I think, again, you have to know how to play Bap. But if you're somebody who knows how to play Bap, dude, like this guy, you can do more on this guy than any support in the game, including Kiriko. I think this guy does the most in the right situation out of anybody. And his perks are insane. The auto-healing turret, insanely good. Then his, you can select one of two. If they're on dive, you can pick the jump perk to just jump away, and that's insanely good. Or you can pick the freaking shift perk that amps your fire rate when you shift, and you are shooting like an M16 from Call of Duty with rapid fire. Like, it's insane. It's insane how much damage this guy does. So I think he's really good. I think he's insanely good. Bap is just an S tier character in my opinion. Same goes for Sig, dude. I think Sig's crazy. And that melee perk has aged pretty well in my mind. Sig just does everything. He just does everything. Range damage, stun, insane ult, damage absorption, shields, like barriers. This guy does so much, man. He's just an incredible all-around character, and now he has answers to his only weakness in the game, which is brawl, with his like hit 5 hyper spears, and when you melee somebody it knocks him away from you. If Orion's rushing him, he can just knock him away and keep shooting him, and you'd be surprised. That ends up adding up to a lot of damage, especially when his spears recharge his shield. His uptime goes way up into brawl, and there are actually things he can do to it. So yeah, don't sleep on Sig, man. I think he's good. Oh, my girl, Echo. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Sweetheart, I am so, so sorry. I think she's a B-. The more I play Echo, the worse I realize she is. She's so bad into Sombra Tracer. Her time to kill when it comes to range damage is so much worse post-Season 9. Her perks are terrible compared to everybody else. The best perk she has on her miner is her duplicate perk that gives you 50% of ult. But that perk's build rate is slower than her ult, so you don't even get it for your first ult. So the reality is you aren't getting use out of your first minor perk until you're 3 to 4 minutes into the game. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's so bad. Her time to kill is bad. Her stickies are hard to land. And even if you do land them in this era, they never compensated her damage post-Season 9. They only gave her beam width. Great. We don't need that. We need damage. We need her damage back. So, because she's all about getting someone to half health to then ramp her damage. But if half health is, you know, it was at 200, now it's 250, okay? You know, that's 25% higher. than what it was before. It's much harder to escalate her damage, and when her damage actually escalates, her time to kill is way worse. So her time to kill got hit on a double whammy on 2 different fronts, and they never compensated for it. So they've got to go in. They've got to, if they're not going to fix her damage, they've got to fix the perks and the build rate. You know, I think they should just fix her damage, and it's fine. But hey, what do I know? B-, a character that was never below an A before is now a B-. Very, very sad. She's been crept quite a bit. Sojourn, dude, I think Soj is S tier still. I think she's really, really good. Really, really good. Again, she's a lot like Genji in that she can get out of situations with her slide, except she's got Widowmaker's railgun. So, yeah, she's big, man. She does a lot of damage. She's very, very good. I'm going to give her an S tier. I think there's nothing that character can't do. Queen, dude, I think Queen is mid as heck. Oh, my God. I get so many Queen OTPs on maps where they can just take angles around, and like it's just so hard for us to play the game into that. I think in the right situation she can be good, but again, with Zarya and Kiriko and Orisa, as good as they are to gatekeep her, she's just kind of forced down, especially in 5v5. Like she's just kind of forced down, and she's very situational. Speaking of Kiriko, this is not going to surprise anybody when I put her in S tier. I was talking about this. I think Kiriko is overall the best support they've ever put in the game by far. From the moment she's released to now, there is no situation where you cannot play this character. She is probably the highest, if I had to rate overall, like the best Overwatch character in the game overall, I probably would say Kiriko. I would probably say Kiriko, mainly because you can play her in any type of comp and she's good. You can play her in dive. You can play her on poke. You can play her on brawl. You can play this character anytime, anywhere, and not be trolling because she's got it all. Like her Suzu outright denies everything in the game. It doesn't matter what it is. Kitsune is one of the best ults in the game. She's got amazing duel potential. She's got solid healing, and she's got insane mobility with both wall climb and teleport. And she's got 2 great perks. So I think Kiri is she's the best overall support they've ever added to the game, and I would go as far as to say she's the best overall character they've ever put in the game. There's never been a character in the game that you can play at any, like even Tracer, right? You can't, like there are times where Tracer was bad because full poke she just could not play in a full poke. But you can get away with playing Kiri in poke comps. You can. She does good damage. Her ult's insane. Her healing's great. Suzu's great. Best character they've ever added to the game overall. And I think at this point, like, I understand why she frustrates people, but shout out to the Kiriko girlies, because listen, guys, think about this, okay? No offense, Mercy players, but it could be a Mercy on your team. But no. The Kiriko girlies are buying skins, keeping the servers open in a free-to-play game, and you know, they could be on Mercy. So, hey, listen, shout out to the Kiriko girlies. We love you. K-pop, K-pop it up. We love you guys. Ramattra, dude. I'm going to put Ramattra in, I'll put him in A. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to put this guy. I've not seen much Ram this season, to be honest. I'll put him in B tier. I haven't seen much Ram. I don't think he's exceptional. I don't think he's bad either. I just think there are way better tank options than Ram. I give him a B+. He's not unpickable, but, I don't think he's exceptional either. So, not too much to say on Ram. Definitely can excel in the right situation, especially if you're good on the character. I think this is a character you can still play. Lifeweaver. And this is where it gets tricky. I've seen Weavers get some value. I think Weaver... okay. Weaver is situationally good. The problem is, a lot of the people who play Weaver don't understand that. Like, I saw a tweet, and not to flame anybody. The enemy team was on Zarya on King's Row. His team was on Doomfist and some other stuff, except his backline comp was Weaver Zen. And then his team were flaming him for playing Weaver, and then he flamed his team back saying that Weaver countered Zarya and was one of the best Zarya counters in the game and that his team was trolling. I hate to break it to you, but you are trolling on Weaver in that situation because Weaver and Zen fill the same role, okay? That's not enough healing for the team. If you have like an Ana or a Kiri or a BAP, right, a very powerful healer that brings a lot of other utility to the table, you can definitely run Weaver. But he's more of like the Brig Zen role. you can't run him as a main healer because he doesn't burst heal enough people or have like a powerful enough cooldown to undo a fight that you're losing, like Ana does with Nade or Sleep. And you might say, oh, Life Grip. Well, Life Grip just resets the neutral and pulls him out. Like, if you're still losing it, it's not going to bring it back, which is why he needs to be in Zen's role. So, it depends on the comp. It depends on the map. You can get value on this guy. The problem is it's misconstrued a lot. And it depends on the map, really. But, like, he's not unpickable. He's just not exceptional either. And he's not a hard counter to Zarya all the time. Like, he can counter Zarya. But, like, if I know how to grab, it doesn't matter. And if I start winning the neutral and just slowly burning you guys over time and you can't match me, I'm going to win it anyway. Illari, I think Illari's B tier as well. Her perks are good. Her perks are actually good. Like, her flight perk actually helps her survive against support ults with her ult a lot more. And that does help her. But the ult is just not great for the team. So, it really depends on the map. You can get value on Illari, but I think even Illari mains will tell you it's definitely an uphill battle and an alternative style of play compared to what it's just. It's way easier to get value on Lucio Kiri than it is on Illari. It just is what it is. So for that reason, she's going to be low ranked. Mauga. I've seen a lot more Mauga. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. He's annoying. I'm going to put him in high. This is not in order, but I'm going to put him in high B tier. I don't think he's that good in ranked. There's been some times where we've gotten stomped by it, but I don't think he's exceptional. If I'm wrong, he's higher up, not lower up. I'm going to give Mauga a B+, A-. I don't think he's exceptional. I don't think he's terrible either. Okay, Venture. This is interesting. Venture in 6v6, I think is great. Venture in 5v5, I think is absolute butt cheeks. Absolute dumpster diver in the sand, rock eating, absolute trash can character. And that really sucks because I actually think Venture was probably the most underperforming character for what could have been. Venture should have been a lot more fun than how they actually play in the game. Just to be honest, I'll say it. Kind of a failed design. Mostly because the design it can't fit in this format. If you could displace tanks and kill them, I think Venture would be a much better character, and you've seen that with some Venture players in 6v6. The burrow is insane. I think the game has to change away from what is valuable as a DPS and now for Venture to excel. Like I said, in 6v6, I think Venture is A tier. In 5v5, I think Venture is C tier. So again, the format of the game really doesn't favor this character. So I'm going to put Venture in B tier. Not unpickable, right? But first of all, they haven't fixed the screen lock on the drill. That's so awful. It feels so bad. But really just doesn't fit in this game. Doesn't fit in this game, and that's kind of a bummer. Juno, I think, is a bit better. I'm going to say Juno's B tier. Too squishy. Sorry, Juno girlies. I know there's a lot out there with their pom-pom dancing around emotes in the game. Aspen showed me her little emotes. Good for you, Aspen. I'm glad you got your emotes, even though you eat apples with a spoon. Very, very odd. Aspen used to teabag me in scrims and call me short. That's not even a joke. And she's 5'2". She's like 5'2". I'm 6 foot. She would teabag me in scrims and call me short. Hope you're doing well, Becca. Nice cat and nice merch. Freaking rat. Okay, Hazard. I hate this character. I think he's so broken. I actually am so glad that I did not play the game when this guy was meta, because if he was meta, I would actually stop playing again. Like no cap. If Hazard becomes meta in the form that he's in right now, I can pinky promise you I will be on Rivals. So unfun to play against. The epitome of everything that I hate about 5v5 is this character. Now, he's not poorly designed, but that's just how he has to be in this format. So, in 6v6 he's more killable. In 5v5 he's one of the least fun characters to play against I've ever played in Overwatch history. He can do everything. 800 effective HP, maybe more, can jump across the map and one-shot you, and even if he does jump, he can block and live. You can't punish him for jumping. Your only option is to run away. That's your option. You have to run away from this guy or shoot him from an angle, and he has to make a mistake. It's really boring. I hate this guy. Game's boring when he's played. Might be different in 6v6, but I think he's broken. Phreya, dude. I think Phreya has replaced Echo. I think Phreya is A tier, A plus, I'd say. Only really good in the hands of the right players, but in the hands of the right players, she is insane. I'd say only 1% of the player base can actually get this character to that level of value. But if you do, she's amazing at taking angles. Overrated by the community because the community sucks. But what makes her great is her ability to take angles. Sorry, guys, it's just true. Like, like you don't really see the good players on this character until like you get up to high masters, high GM. But when she's played, man, she can be oppressive, and it's all because of her. She's like if Echo and Hanzo had a baby. Like just an insane character. I would have been crazy at this character in my prime. Would have loved it, but I'm old. I have gray hair, and I really need my glasses because I can't see anymore, and that's not even a joke. Okay, Wu Yang. I think Wu Yang is still A tier, man. I don't know if I'd put him in S tier. I think he's A tier. I still think he's really good. Really cool character. Surprisingly fun. He looked really boring in the trailer, but when you play him in game, he's not. So honestly, that's a good position for Overwatch to be in because for years their trailers looked great and then the game played like crap, but like outside of the engine. But I gotta say, like, Wu Yang was the opposite. Like, his trailer looked really underwhelming, but then when you play him in game, it's like, holy crap, this is actually insane. So, good problem for Blizzard to have. That's some of the new designs have been way better. Night and day, guys. Night and day to the old design. Night and day. And I flame the old designs like there's no tomorrow. Like, I'm freaking Johnny Torch. Flame on, baby. We go. But that's my Season 19 tier list. What do you guys think? What was I wrong about? I wouldn't say I'd say probably about 90% of this list I think is accurate, but 10% filler. But you guys let me know. What do you guys think about the S tier characters this season? I'm biased on some, I admit, looking at it now. But yeah, hey, listen, guys, I appreciate it. I'll see y'all next time. Take care. Much love. Peace out, fellas. See ya.